Chris Ockley here at the 2017 Southwest Cross Country Coach Association Cross Country Invitational on September 2nd here in Bolivar, Missouri, with Bolivar coach Ron Bandy and the Lafayette High School grad and former runner for Richard Clark at Southwest Missouri State or Missouri State University. And tell me what it's like. Obviously, Coach Clark. I don't know how long it's been since the meet's been named after Coach Clark, but he's obviously had a huge impact on the sport in the state, and especially this part of the state. But was so many of his athletes have gone on to coach, just like you. But just tell me a little bit about the history of the meet and his involvement.
It's something special. I actually got to tell the crowd today a little bit about it, so they understand the history. Because for me, it's so close to my heart. Next to my father, Richard Clark is probably one of the most influential men in my life, just in terms of him as a Christian and him as a coach. I mean, everything about him is it is follow-worthy, I guess.
Sure.
I believe the organization started as far as they can tell, was around 1985. Coach Clark, Dave Toby, that was at Central for a while, up at Parkway West for a little while, and then at the collegiate ranks for a while. Joe Bill Dixon, and I think those were the three main ones. Then like Don Keaton kind of came in a little bit. They just got things started basically to celebrate cross country in Southwest Missouri. Coach Clark back in the 70s was coaching football, I believe at Parkview, and had some kids that had some interest, and he obviously ran at SMS when he went through, and so he had obviously the experience. And I believe there was 3 high schools that came in. I think Parkview, Kickapoo, and Central, I think, were the 3 schools. So he was actually coaching 3 schools. He'd coach football all week, and on Friday night have football games, and then he'd take kids to invitationals on Saturday. And really just try and tell those kids that, hey, the reason we are here right now is because this guy, his whole life has been revolved around promoting this sport and teaching kids how to love it. And like you said, the number of coaches that have gone through his program, Jim Marshall that was at Jeff City forever and is now coaching the collegiate ranks. He was actually in Coach Clark's first coaching class. He was a senior in Coach's first year. And then there's just been riddled with a whole bunch of us kind of gone through. So the man is steeped in cross country. He still is involved. I mean, it's our organization meeting in November right after state. He's there, he helps run it, and just the plaques that we give out for the kids that are, we call them the All Southwest Region athletes. He gets all that stuff put together and delivers them, hand delivers them. Usually today he just couldn't make it, so I just can't say enough good about the man. I think it's about 3 or 4 years ago is when we decided that we needed to name this, the SWCCCA Richard Clark Invitational, because he started the organization, and he's about as humble as they come, and just to be the Richard Clark Invitational, I think it probably irritate him a little bit.
And then teamed up this year with SBU. SBU hosts a meet every year this weekend, and you got to host. You said 4 years ago you think you hosted the SWCCCA meet, and then so teamed up this year with SBU and got to be on the golf course here, and worked out great. A lot of these high school kids, I think it's great to let them see what these college kids are doing at the next level.
Yeah, the meet usually travels. We vote on it, and unless there's a problem, it's usually where we vote on it. And so we vote, kind of travels each year. Basically, again, the whole reason that we talk about Coach Clark is just spotlighting cross country, talking about this course and that course, and just getting to see what it's like all over the Midwest, or the kind of the central, southwest central part of the state here. And we had it 4 years ago, and then it went to Kickapoo, and then Nixa, and then Lebanon, and then back to us. And we did host it over at our SBU home course last time we had it. I think we had, at that point, set the record for number of kids. We were at 600 or so, and then Jeremy at Kickapoo had it the next year, and it bumped up again. And then we've slipped a little bit. And then we just kind of had this gut feeling that it was just going to explode this year when Corey had approached me. This golf course, I mean, you couldn't have found a better venue. And the city, when they found out we had this opportunity, the city jumped on it. They're like, hey, they even had a golf tournament scheduled for today that they rescheduled for Monday for the holiday weekend so that we could have this here. I mean, the support from the city, the municipal golf course, the YMCA letting us take over the entire back half of their facility.
Right.
I mean, it's just, everything came together. And to be with Coach McElhaney, I mean, his wife ran for me. She was on my very first cross country team and coached with me when I got over here.
Right.
And I've known her since she was 14, and they've just been a real thick part of our lives. And I've got kids that have run for coach, and for us to be together, it just feels right. And then, well, you could see it today. We work together like peanut butter and jelly. It just works, and got to see this today.
Sure. Some great individual performances, and the setup for this place so much room for tent and parking, and just be on some decent grass. I mean, you know, you not too many more things you could ask for. So, well, and you put on a great show, Coach, and thanks, appreciate that. And I'll have to stop and ask you a few questions about your teams.
All right. Well, hey, first of all, thank you for having us on. We love, my kids are mile split junkies. I tell them not to be, because you can almost stat hound yourself too much. But
sure.
We love your guys' coverage and what you do for us and pictures and things. Man, it's awesome. Again, highlighting this sport that has
sure.
just done so much for me and my kids.
Yeah. Oh, we'd love to do it. So, thanks.